pretty long. It does good with long haul too, man. I've done some signal testing via using WebSDRs and comparing, carrier strength level to what I saw on the waterfall to guys who I knew were running more power than me, and I knew their setups and stuff, and I'm getting out just as good, or if not better, in further places out. It's crazy. But it seems like this antenna, seems to have a drop off. Like as soon as you get a little bit west of Minnesota, further southwest than Louisiana, I don't do too good into Texas. I do okay into Missouri and Minnesota, but anything further west than that, it's a crapshoot for me. But I guess that's to be expected. I haven't been on 75 meters for only about 4 or 5 years, so I'm still learning on how things work here. Back out to you, Ed. Yeah, I wonder if you could answer the question there about the Delta Loop. Oh, and real quick, Bob, you had mentioned about the red LED lights for feeding deer. Who would have thought about that? You know what I mean? Like, and that's the bummer about this. Like, you guys know Glenn, N1SNG is going through a noise issue now. It's like, one little, and with my situation, a guy will go to unplug it out of the wall, and it like solves everything. You know what I mean? It just stinks for us ham radio operators on HF now because of the consumer electronics and how cheap they are. I think everybody can get an FCC logo and print it on anything and say it's FCC certified. Back out to you, Ed. K8EWM with N1TZU. This is W3MMR.
Okay, Perry, and real good. And Bob, sorry for the call sign mix-up. November 1, Tango Zulu, uniform bird that got it done with down that time. And Perry, must have been a miscommunication. I didn't say Delta Loop, I said doublet. It's a doublet antenna for 160, 260 foot at only 40 foot. But I can tell you the differences that I see in it. Of course, 160 is just off the charts as compared to the Cobra and the 80-meter doublet. 80-meter here, 20-meter performance compared to the previous two, which is what the 160-meter doublet will give you. I hope that answers your question. Unfortunately, now it's just a doublet. Guarantee this antenna is going to work really well, because when I was putting it up yesterday, it started out with a misty rain, and then it went to sleet, and then it went to sideways snow, and that's when the fog rolled in. So this thing's going to work great. N1TZU, I'll be back in a few moments.
Yep. Okay. Very good, Ed. Go grab that coffee. Yeah, definitely. That's a must in the morning. A couple cups of coffee, all that kind of thing. So the Delta Loop there is doing pretty good over this way. The very first time I heard Jim this morning, you got a much stronger signal, but that's got to do with band conditions. So you've dropped off a bit, and like I say, band conditions make all the difference. So, anyways, yeah, and Perry, friend of ours is a friend of mine is down here in North Haverhill, just south of us. He's an avid hunter, and we were talking about, Melanie was talking one time they were visiting and talking about feeding the deer, and saying that it was a little tough to see them at nighttime. He said, if you're going to set up any kind of lighting, he says, use red lights. They won't even know because you can't really see the color. So that's what I ended up doing for Melanie. So, and like I say, luckily they're not on. They're not on right now. So I've got them on a switch, so she can turn them on and off as she needs them. And of course we've got Christmas lights out there right now on the porch. So I just, we flip on the switch and it turns the Christmas lights on. It turns those 2 LED spotlights on. the red lights there, so that way she can. Because what she does is we've got an old bench out there that she puts deer food on, and pretty much every night about the same time, within a couple-hour time frame, we got deer that show up and feed off the bench and all that kind of stuff. So she really enjoys that. I do too. We love seeing the wildlife here. I mean, we got birds. You wouldn't believe the amount of birds we got here, because she feeds the birds, and she feeds the squirrels. We got all kinds of squirrels and chipmunks and birds. We got blue jays and woodpeckers and chickadees and nuthatches or something like that, and cardinals. And so she really enjoys feeding the animals, which I don't blame her. This is all something that we didn't see where we lived in Brunswick, Maine, because we lived right in town in a neighborhood. So the best you'd get over there is squirrels and some birds, and very few really. So anyways, back over to you there, Perry, and good to hear you this morning. W3MMR with K8EWM. This is N1TZU.
N1TZU in the group. W3MMR. Real good transmission, Bob. Wow, nice and strong. It's really solid up there, 20 over the whole time. And while you're making that transmission, I was on your QRZ page, man. You've updated it, I see, with some new pics of the new shack there at the new QTH, man. It's looking great. Really looking good. And to that fireplace is the coolest freaking thing I've ever seen, man. That is so cool. I mean, it's just indoor barbecue. I mean, how cool is that, man? I mean, that is too cool, man. Somebody put a lot of work and their love and heart and soul into that house when they built it. And with it being so old, I think it's 1870 maybe. That their blood, sweat, and tears, and it wasn't easy to build that place, I'm sure, especially way up there in New Hampshire. Way out, you're up there, dude. If I remember correctly, you're like way up north in New Hampshire, if I remember correctly here. Yeah, there you are. I see you on the map. My God, you're up there. So that's cool stuff, man. And I'm glad I'm glad that everything's good for the wife there, and everything, and she's enjoying it. I know that you were there a lot during the summer by yourself, I think, if I remember, and probably gave you plenty of time to sit and imagine and where you wanted everything and how you're going to set everything up inside, and once you guys got all the renovations done and all that fun stuff. I wonder how much snow I know you get a lot of snow up there, Bob, I'm sure, but if you knew like how many inches about. I'm just curious to compare it to how much we get here. We don't get like our average, I think, is like 28 inches, 26 inches a year, and lately we haven't been even getting that. It's been we're in that warm cycle here. If you look like the 80s and the 70s are real cold. And the 90s, and then now things are starting to warm back up, warm up again, and things will probably get cold again the next 20 years and all that good stuff, but I'm not sure I'm not going to go down the global warming rabbit hole because I think everybody's got a little different opinion on that. But real good, Bob, and great signal, like I said. And Ed, sorry about the miscommunication. I thought you said I thought you said delta loop, but you said doublet. Okay, so you're running a 160 meter doublet. And yes, obviously that's going to be much, much better than the Cobra antenna, Cobra Ultralight, I think they call it, antenna there. So on 160 and 80 and all that stuff. So I'm glad it's working out good for you. Yeah, I can't wait to get a full-size antenna on 160 meters. I mean, this is as big as I'm getting for the time being. You know, my dad, when he moved over to New Jersey in 2000, had been a ham for 35 years at that point, and had never had a 160 meter antenna up for that long. Just where he lived over here where I'm at, and it was just, you can't put a 160 meter antenna up here. You're lucky if you can get a 75 meter dipole up, but you know. And then once he moved over to New Jersey, he was able to put a full size 160 meter dipole up, and the rest is history, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Waiting all that time and then finally getting able to put up an antenna. And I'll tell you what, and I'll say it again, you know, Ed, like you said, it's on the top of the list is a quiet noise floor. You know, if I go to look for a house, I'm bringing a shortwave radio with me. That's for damn sure. I'm telling you. I'm looking up in the sky when I get there, and I'm looking for noise. That's for sure. All right, we'll see if Ed's back in there. Ed, see if you're back from the coffee pot. I'll stick in here for a couple more before we got to start getting ready for work. K80WM with N1TZU. This is W3MMR.
Yeah, W3MMR. Small group, K80WM. So there you go, Arians. You're done this morning. I'm looking for that. And I was kind of joking initially. I'm looking for my garage. I got my garage. I'm on a motorcycle. Play with bikes in my car for amateur radio. By the way, WZAJ7 is a good friend of mine. We do some biking together. You guys were friends. But anyhow, I said I want to get a garage, and I want it to be on some property. And if there's a house with it, that's a plus too. You know. Well, the last QTH, I didn't do that. I had bought a house that some friends of mine had flipped, but when they redid it, redid it very, very nicely with high quality stuff, which of course I paid for. But it was on a small city lot with one car garage. Period. It was everything I didn't want, but it was really nice. So this time around, I stuck to my guns, you know, about the garage and all that. And boy, I got my garage. It's probably about a 3.5 car garage. I got about 1.5 acres. And on two sides of me is a cemetery, so there is nothing around me. And the one neighbor's about 80 yards away. So, and there's nothing across the street. So I got to tell you, when I was having the noise issue at the previous QTH, I set up the antenna here, the 80 meter buffer, about 2 months ago, and I came in and turned the rig on. You can only imagine, you know, the apprehension, and I turned it on, and well, man, I've never had an S4, S5 noise level anywhere, any band, anytime. So I guess what I'm saying is stick to your guns. It doesn't happen quick, but it will. And real good on you know, being where you're at, dealing with that noise and being able to eliminate it. If the neighbors will work with you, that's huge. N1TZU in the group. Hope you can copy me, Bob. This is Kilo 8 Echo Whiskey Mike.
Kilowatt 0 Victor United Whiskey. Good morning.
Yeah, I've lost Bob.
Me too. He's in there though. Morning, Gary. Get right with you. Yeah, go ahead, Gary, if you're still in there. K0VU and a W, W3MMR.
Okay, yeah, very good. I was just dragging my feet in case somebody else wanted to get in there. Very good morning, everybody. Early Happy New Year. Just been reading the mail and what have you. Well, we wasn't going to get on and listen, and everybody's signals are so good, I thought, what the heck? Jump in and say hi, get to know some more people here. Hey, Miss Gary, Golf America Radio Yankee, KTH is Wildwood, Missouri. We're about 46 miles west-southwest of St. Louis. Everybody's coming in good, a little fading. Can't read my own writing. I think it's KD8 WM and W3MMR. And the M2 I missed on the static on the suffix. But very good on the property. What you guys might do, 50 years ago, I took a topo map and went looking at a home in suburbia and started looking around and what have you, and luckily 50 years ago I stumbled across this land and built and been here ever since. And it's the highest area for quite a few miles around. When I first built out here, it was high on a hill without trees, but over 50 years the trees have grown up. I don't have the horizontal view that I used to because trees are blocking it out. But as far as height above ground, we're in pretty good shape. The airport nearby is 460 foot above sea level, and I'm at 1190. So a big difference. Everything else around me is like 400, 500, something like that. Anyway, I thought we'd jump in and say howdy. Great to hear everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. It's 36 degrees here. Fog. Every now and then we get solided with some like freezing rain, drizzle. Temperature's supposed to really plummet here next day or so down to about 9 degrees. So I don't know if we're going to get any moisture with that. If we do, we'll have some snow. Perry, I know you're there, and not sure what the sequence is, but you can straighten it out. Again, the name here is Gary, Golf America Radio Yankee. KTH is Wildwood, Missouri. And I'm listening to you on my rebuilt, fixed R398. It's my first venture into the military realm of fixing. Over the years, I fixed a lot of stuff and homebrewed a lot of stuff. In fact, my but transfer homebrew I had on 40 and 80. I recently got in on 160, and Tuesday night I had my first good long QSO on 160 there. So, keeping busy anyway. So, Perry, how are you doing? W3MMR on the game. K0 Victor United Whiskey.
K0 Victor United Whiskey, K0VUW, W3MMR. Hey, Gary, good morning, man. Good signal. But the band is starting to flake out locally. Bob went from being 20 over, the strongest probably I've ever heard him, to being almost next to nothing. So it's band stretching out. And then static crashes came way up from the storms down in Alabama, it looks like there. So I'll stick in here for one more round and see how things go, and then I'm probably going to have to get out of here and start getting ready for work. So, but that's a story on that. But real good copy again on everybody. Ed, real good on the garage, man. Yeah, as long as it has a garage, a house is optional, right? Because you could always put a couch in the garage or in the shop, pole barn, whatever you want to call it, you know, and blanket. You'll be good to go. A little heater. As long as you've got the, as long as your motorcycles are happy, right? Excuse me. Real good on you. You and Kevin will knowing each other and going riding and stuff. Yeah, I know Kevin's real big into and motorcycles and touring and stuff like that. He's got a really nice bike there on his QRZ page. I've never met Kevin in person. Just spoke to him on the air a lot. I always enjoy talking to Kevin in the evenings. Usually catch him in the evening after work. Usually around the 6:30 hour. He usually jumps in there, but Kevin's always a pleasure to talk to. 80 inches of snow a year. 75 to 80 inches on average. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, that's a lot of snow. But like you said, I mean, it's not all, you're not getting it all in one dump. You've gotten a little bit here and there now, but I guess it's not like you're living in the Sierra Nevadas in California, right, where there's people are getting hundreds of inches of snow. I saw a report of a place out there, I can't remember the name. It is some place in Northern California, up in the mountains above Sacramento. We were forecasting 110 inches of snow. Man, it's crazy, man. Like, I can't even fathom that. That's probably got to be, I would imagine, like a thunderstorm, pouring rain as hard as it pours, but snow for hours. That's how it would have to be, right? I've never even most snow I've ever seen was just over 30 inches, 34 inches I think we got here in 96, during the blizzard of 96. And that was the most snow I've ever experienced in my life. So 100 inches in one shot, to even fathom that. I'm 5'6", I'd be dead. I'd be gone, man. I couldn't even stick my hand up out of the top above my head and reach and go above the snow, man. So short folks like me, we wouldn't fare well in the Sierra Nevadas. Oh man. And Gary, my my height here, my elevation here is about 115 feet. I'm very low. You go to the west of here, it goes up. I mean, up, way up. But I'm close to the Delaware River, which separates New Jersey and Pennsylvania. It's a pretty big river. And I'm about a mile from the river, maybe a mile and a half. So, but luckily, I'm like the highest point in the city here, in the city of Chester. Like I'm right on the edge, on the border, and you start going east into the city, it just goes down, 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 down. So I'm fairly lucky here. It could be worse. It could be a lot worse. Things could be a lot worse for my operating here in where I live and in the neighborhood. But I'm very, very fortunate. I keep knocking on wood, man, that this noise stays away and the conditions stay the same, and all you guys hang around, because I'm having a blast. I really am. So out to you, Gary. I'll stick in here for one more, and then we're going to bid adieu. So it goes out to Ed, and then it goes to crap, I'm all screwed up here. I know it goes to Ed, and then to Bob, and then back to me. Sorry, KDWM in the group, W3MMR.
Good morning.
Hello, Shane.
Well, I saw somebody else pop in there that didn't play future call sign. Well, very rare. That's diminishing between us, and Bob's gone. And, Gary, thank you for the report from Marlboro, New Jersey. My name is Anthony Delta. I'm in North Kingsville, Ohio, about 70 miles due east of Cleveland, 40 miles inland from Lake Erie. And I'm running a Flight 6500, about 175 bar carrier to my new 160-liter doublet in the top at 40 feet. So don't ask me about the amps. I step up and say hi. Okay, real good on Kevin. Kevin and I have met numerous times. Went to big motorcycle thing mid-Ohio this past summer together, and just you think I'm a nice guy. Kevin's almost as nice as me. I can't even say it with a straight face. So anyhow, I'm going to get it around here because, like I said, conditions are dwindling. So over to you, Gary. I'm going to sign out here. I got to go get a bunch of ducks in a row before I head out the door here a little later. So K0VUW, I think I have that correct. 73, guys. Maybe catch you tomorrow morning. This is Kilowatt Echo Whiskey Mike.
Yeah, okay. I think you turned it over to me, didn't you? Over?
Yep, it's to you, Gary.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got to take status first, right, when you turned it. Anyway, K0, okay, solid, real good. Well, the only reason I mentioned that topo map is if one of the fellows is looking, those topo maps will help give you all the height in the surrounding area. So when you're looking at real estate, you can go to the high spots first. At any rate, I just wanted to get in here, say Happy New Year to everybody, let you know you were making it west of the Mississippi. Hope I'm getting out there to you folks. Any rate, I think there was another gentleman that said good morning. I don't know if I believe he's wanting to get in. So I'll take this opportunity to say good morning, so you guys don't have a problem trying to pass it around and copy me here. I'm not sure what kind of weather we're supposed to be getting. The static seems to be picking up. Like I say, we're in dense fog. It's marginal even for IFR right now. And okay on the motorcycles in the garage and so forth, I understand that. I haven't been into motorcycles. I've been into flying and whatnot. I'm still active in that. And something that will give you a ride as good as a motorcycle is I have a Mustang 51 that shake your IQ blues a little bit. But anyway, you guys have a good one, and thanks for picking something. You might drag your feet there. I think there was somebody wanting to get in and said good morning. So, K0EU-W. Thanks for letting us in this morning.
Real quick, Gary, if you can still hear me, this is what is my signal strength here this morning?
Well, your signal strength here right now, if that's what you ask, is about a 5 and 8. All the audio is a little low. The signal strength is there, but the audio is down just a tad. Go ahead.
This certainly is no communication with the U.S. Very good. Well, great. Thanks very much. Have a great day. 737
You still in there, Shane?
Yeah, I'm not hearing everybody, so I didn't want to step on anybody. I just wanted to say good morning to everybody that's in here, and yeah, the band's starting to play long or something, so I'll just say good morning to everybody that's in here. This is KB8SMU.
All right, Shane, great hearing you, buddy. Good morning. Yeah, band's going flaky. I'm going to send it up to you, Bob, if you're here and still hear me. I'll let you make a final, then I'm going to make a final, and then we'll catch you guys next time. Up to you, Bob. N1TZUW3MMR.
Yep. Okay, very good, Terry. And your signal fast drop off and switch around. Definitely good to hear you this morning, Terry. And good to meet you there, Ed. And I don't know if it's just or not. And Gary also. Gary, good to meet you. Hopefully you're hearing me. Because I want to see that you brought him up here in Little Hampton. And you're the strongest at this point. You've got the strongest. And Gary was doing a real fine job. But I hope I haven't called for it. Anyway, everybody have a great day. Have a blessed day. And hopefully another morning. So I'll let me make a quick comment.
Go ahead.
Yeah, N1TZU, you're coming in fine in the Wildwood, and that Sean that broke in, he had a good signal in the Wildwood too. So thank you guys. Have a good one. Thanks, Barry.
Yeah, no worries, Gary. Great hearing you, man. You always have a good signal out here with the array. The wire array. I'm guessing that's what you're using this morning. You're always Q5OM, as they say. And that was Shane in Ohio there, Gary. Yeah, that was Kilowatt Bravo 8, Sierra Mike uniform, KB8SMU. Shane's a good guy. Chat with him a lot off the off of the radio on Facebook, you know, and stuff like that. He's always good for a good post or two on Facebook, man. Shane's a very nice guy, and always enjoyed talking to him. And so we'll say 7-3 to you, Gary. We'll say 7-3 to Ed and Bob as well. Great hearing you guys. Yeah, the band just flaked out. Bob, you came up a little bit that last go around, but now the static crashes are coming in from down south. So at least we got in here and made a few rounds out of it, and we're able to catch up. Excuse me. While we're all sipping our coffee here and trying to wake up this morning. So we'll say 7-3. If I don't catch you guys before the new year, Happy New Year. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day. And here's to a great and prosperous 2022. Yeah, 2022. Jesus Christ. Coming up. We'll say 7-3. Have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you down the log. This is W3MMR. The ribbons are tied. Catch you later. See you, Bob. Catch you later.
K4VZSKN4HH. It sounds wonderful, John. The audio is great. It really does sound good. So you definitely got things tweaked up nicely there. That's nice that you were that far along to put it on the air, but it sounds good. Well, I'm delivering, and by the way, you're peaking 15 over 9, so really nice signal. So we'll see how it goes. Here, John, it's going to rain all day today, so it's going to be a wet day. So I guess that's good for doing indoor things, but unfortunately, we got to go up to our new house today, so we're going to get to experience the Atlanta traffic and rain, which is almost a suicide mission, John. K4VZS, KM4HH.
They said it's going to rain tonight, but I don't know. They said it's going to rain yesterday. About 30 degrees last night. I don't know. I don't like hot weather and cold front this morning. Other than that, we're doing pretty good now. I won 1,000 last night, 12 hour paid. 12K 400. down. I worked on it. Maybe get it up. Anyway, I know I'm only working. And for anybody else out of you, K4HH, K4VZS.
Yeah, Jay's in there. I'll send it to Jay in just a second. K4VZS with KK5IM joining us, KN4HH. Yeah, I've been listening for quite a while. Half an hour. The Northeast guys were, the Northern guys were coming in fair, and then they all faded out, and then I heard Perry sign. So I waited until I heard those guys sign out, and then I was just about to make a call. So, John, we were thinking alike. So, yeah, well, I'm delighted you got that thing going. So we'll get a report from Jay and see how he thinks it's working. Good morning, Jay. Just John and you and I. KK5IM, KN4HH. Oh, you're doing fine, John. You sound like me without caffeine, which I don't have any yet. K4VZS with KK5IM, KN4HH. Well, again, it sounds really good. N4WPG. That's his call, remember? John, we were trying to think of his call the other day. N4WPG. That's it. Golly. Old minds work strange, don't they, John? I don't know where that came from, but, we were trying to remember the fellow that had the Harvey Wells twins. N4WPG. That was it. Golly. Well, I'm not sure what the deal is, Jay. I'm trying to remember because one of those, I forgot which one. I think the solid state drive I had working on your file while I was there. Now, what I'm going to be sending you, when you take this thing out and hook it up, all you got to do is apply power to it. It'll boot up in the Linux operating mode. It'll load VLC. It'll start playing. And I've got 14 hours of music on there, and I set it up to play random. So what you'll have to do is just go in and go into the VLC menu there and set it up however you want to. I only had enough room for, I got all the 50s albums and one of the first 60s albums. So you'll obviously still probably want to use the external hard drive to get what you want, but at least it got you started anyway. That'll get you going, and I'll go ahead and put it in the mail. I think things have calmed down as much as they're probably going to, so I'll go ahead and it may be tomorrow before I get in the mail because we're leaving early this morning to go up to the house, but I've got everything, and I mean everything this time except the mouse in the box, so I will get it to you shortly. At any rate, it's 64 here this morning. I'm in shorts and a T-shirt because it's going to 72 today, and I've got stuff I'm going to do up at the house. So, but it rained. We had a torrential downpour about an hour ago. Maybe it was a little longer. Now it's stopped for the moment, and we're supposed to get a little more rain later today. So we'll see how that goes. KK5IM, KM4HH.
Okay, Bob, KM4HH, KK5IM. John Harvey Wells now. Audio very they don't have an iPhone. Really great audio. Just get it right. Sleeping bag, sleep over there with great.
Well, except we're going to do that eventually, but we don't have the water. I mean, the water's to the house, but we don't have any of the faucets. We replaced all the faucets, so we got no running water.
Yeah, that's
K5, I am. K5. K5 out here. K4BZS. Well, that makes me feel good. I had to do certain things over a couple times to get it straightened out. But it is. I brought it in here, and once I got it see the system, it's all right into place. I'm starting with a put out. I think it was 29.8 watts for it. NCL 2000, now it's got a 50 ohm share. So I'm driving the NCL 2000 on 12 watts. And it's you can think something about 300. So, that's not bad for 12 watts. But this next one I pulled out last night, that's location for it. I picked out. I tried to move something off the noise. Problem. No man's getting over it. But we're going to keep going and get that one up. That'll be another project out of the way. So, I'm not in this PNC and all this fancy stuff you guys are doing. I don't probably handle it anymore anyway. I envy you. I wish I could do. But I just keep doing what I think I can do. K4HH, K4BZS.
Hey, George, good morning. I'll turn it over to you in just a second. Good to hear you this morning. KC5HMI joining us. K4BZS, KN4HH. Well, very good, John. Well, I'm sure glad you're making hay. What we used to say? Oh, making hay while the sun shines. And I'm not sure where that came from. Must have been an old farm tale, I guess. At any rate, well, yeah, Jay, that's it. I've noticed that on several apps. There'll be somebody who writes. In fact, I'm testing software right now for of course, not the Mac, but for the PC and Linux. And they all operate a little bit differently according to the kernel, as they call it, of the operating system he has to write the code to. So, yeah, it's interesting. And this one will work even a little bit different than the Mac, I think, but maybe not. I didn't see how you had it working, because I know when I left, you had a playlist going and it was working good on the Mac. And this one, like I say, I just automated the whole thing. So when you don't do anything, but you can just plug the thing in and connect the little dongle to your amplifier, and it'll start playing music. So the only thing you'll need to do is go in if you want to change the settings, because it's set to play random. But you can go in and select specific tracks, albums, whatever you want to do. But that's another adventure. It sounds like you got it going good. Hey, I sure enjoyed that picture that Max sent of Reed and Charlie and Chuck around his machinery. Boy, I tell you what, I wish I could have gone up there, but we were too busy doing things. But it's like I say, well, I'm 20 minutes away from Mac, so I expect to run into Mac at the Costco any day now. Yeah, we thought about spending some time up there, but we've got no refrigerator yet. We got to go buy a refrigerator. Brenda's got the one she wants in mind, so we got to get that in. Got to get the stove connected up, and we're not going to connect the stove up because we're putting new backsplash behind. She wants a backsplash to go up about a couple of feet above the new countertop. So that's all going in, and our tile guy is. We're going to meet him up there today and start getting pictures. So we're just doing a lot of things that it's so easy to get done before you move in, and we're in no hurry, so get there eventually. Driving the little solid state SDM to 200 watts this morning. Okay, George, good morning to you, sir. And if you would turn it to Jay, please. KC5HMI. Good morning, George. KN4HH. W4AM. Threatening weather change.
quite a while, and drifting always gets to the north of it. And it doesn't matter to me. I just use it as unplug my radio. So I don't have anything I really need to put it up for the end of the year. On New Year's, kind of glad to see this today. It hasn't been phenomenal. I can't complain. I think I'm in a good place here. Dusty is happy, got more stuff to do with than I have time to do it. But the thing is, just kind of gets on me a little bit. So when I have to get it absolutely unnecessary, I think somebody else gets to do what they were supposed to do. But you can't get anyone to take any responsibility of anything. So some days it's just lost days and stuff like that. And when you settle in and say, man, you don't really have to do that anymore. And this over again. There you go. So about it, this way, here, so you can run the air all night. Once you got electricity for about 6 hours, so it's this whole thing is dark, and it's rather interesting to see what what they bring on. Just to the plan, one guy actually got a report from the electric company that said that it was routine maintenance for $40 that they didn't So, this thing is going to turn into J. But before AX, in case we find HMI.
All right, KC5 HMI, W for you. Thanks, George, for use at this signal. Copy Bob, Will, Charlie, Jay. Just been listening for a few minutes. Really rough night here last night. We have 4 big dogs, and 3 of them are really afraid of lightning. So I've been awake about 11:30 last night, off and on. So a little bit ago, just with severe thunderstorms coming through. And it didn't really get that close to us, but it sure did rumble the house, and I don't like that. So anyway, just trying to tell them it's okay. Well, we had a good visit yesterday. There was, I think you guys probably already talked about this, so I won't belabor it. I'll just say I really enjoyed it. So we had Charlie, K4FNY, Reed, W2CQ8, and a friend of all of ours on 40 meters doesn't get on this net, Chuck, AD4CW, all came up. We did some laser stuff. We did some CNC mill. Then we came in. I put a connector on a microphone for Charlie. And then we went out and did some cleaning on a nice piece of walnut that Charlie had. And finally, we went to a little hole-in-the-wall barbecue place that I like so much. So it's a good day all around. Just one of the things, but I won't for a long time. KK5ISW for you. Okay, man, W4EX, KK5ISW. Morning to George. George last night. Well, hang on, we're going to get some cooler weather. It's 38 degrees this morning. I'm sure we'll be here that night. Very dry. Cool this morning. And warm during the day. In fact, I still have to question this. Why shut the water down? But I know they had a good time. You know, Bob, I'm going to nag you on this. I'm not going to give up. Me and Brenda are over there all the time. You need to get that. Shut it. KCZF. KC5. Right. Good morning, George. Good morning, Matt. Got no care this morning. I guess giant size radio. Pick you up 50. Can't see any lights on it. Oh, well. Just started out off on here. But, good morning over here. And, Mac, I am using, I'm sure it's going to mess with me. Like Jay said, you know, on your radio for all over 15 miles. Bob, I'm on this house. I got out of the car and looked at the speed. Figured out what I was going to put in that. So, I announced to my wife that I'm going to mind the house. So, not until I do it. Or again, white foot down. I'm just over 40 feet. I'm still 7 miles. It's fun to get up and play radio. I'm nervous. I'm just like you. K4VZS, KN4HH. Well, see, you've got two priorities and your wife had her priorities. So, same thing here. Although this is the first house we bought that was both green and everything. It was amazing. I was really quite surprised. It's not even a compromise house. It's going to work out well. And, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Jay. We'll get to it, but even I've got some priorities. I've got some things I'm going to do, but we'll get her done. It's going to be interesting anyway because the property that the antenna is going to go on doesn't belong to the community. I don't know who it belongs to, but it's a buffer zone or a green zone or whatever you want to call it between us and the shopping mall. So we'll see how that works out. So it will be an ultra stealth operation, that's for sure. But I know Mac and Chuck are experts, so there'll probably be a way to get it done. Well, we had quite a storm here too, Mac, as well. It was really, it actually rattled the walls down here, and we got quite a bit of rain. And it rained, actually, the rain didn't stop that long ago. It stopped probably about an hour ago. And it's, man, I could hear it really coming down, but now I've just checked that the rain has stopped right now. And we're supposed to get a little more, but if I haven't looked at the truck on the radar, but maybe heading your way. Okay, I think I'll do the same. I might even have time to make a cup of coffee before 7 for you, so I'm going to go ahead and QSY. Come join us if you can, John. George, I don't know if you're a 40-meter sideband guy or not, but we hang out on 7203. Anytime you want to come say hello to us. 73's, guys. Back, I'll see you in just a few minutes. KC5HMI, get the call. KN4HH, 73. Okay, guys.
Didn't do a lot of walking around.